Ending. Hi guys. Oop. It's me. Coming at you live. Thursday. Trying to find my lighting. Thursday, February 16th. I just pulled up to my house. It's been a long day. I was just leading Bible study at ROP. It's supposed to be from 7 to 8, and at about 7:45, as we were actually had about 5 or 6 of the girls doing Bible study with us, and we were going through John 1, and it was actually super great, and the girls were they had their notes out with me, and we were reading through the verses, and they were really just answering the questions and doing a great job. And all of a sudden the staff basically starts to run into one of the halls, one of the units, and one of the girls there just tried committing suicide. So I guess she cut herself really bad. So as we're sitting there with 5 or 6 girls who are just trying to find some light and find some hope, we just get this terrible news, and all of a sudden we're on lockdown, and we had to quit Bible study and leave. But before that, I got the chance to pray with the girls for the staff and for the student who just tried to take her life. And that hurts so bad, and it just hits really close to home. If you saw my video on Friday titled Thank You, I kind of told you guys a little bit about my struggles as a teenager with like suicide and attempted suicide. And this is it's so heartbreaking. And not only that, but because 2 weeks ago when I started coming to Bible study on Thursday nights, this one girl, she sat out with us all night. She, she didn't have a Bible, but she sat out. We did Bible study, and she actually sat next to me, and it was just such a good time. And tonight when we got there, she was kind of arguing with the staff, and you could tell she didn't seem that upset, but she was a little upset. And less than an hour later, each girl has their own room, so she went probably in her room, and they don't have a lot of access to stuff, but when you get the news that someone's cut themselves and bleeding, and you go on lockdown, all the staff is running around grabbing EMT supplies, and they tell us we have to leave and everyone go to their room, and it just breaks your heart that the struggle's real and these girls are hurting so bad. So I'm just really bummed. So if you can pray with me tonight for all of the girls and all of the staff and just the struggles that they face on a daily basis. And that's just reality, and this is what happens. Sometimes we get interrupted, and I'm just thankful that we got to be there anyways. And what was really cool is we're reading through John, and it's talking about that Jesus is light, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. And so we asked the girls, what examples of light and dark do you see in the world today? And for dark, they said the devil, nighttime. The nighttime reminds them of darkness, obviously, drugs. And then we asked them what remind them of the light. And they said the sun, Bible study, volunteering, and life. And one of the girls even said that she said, you guys being here is light. And I'm just so encouraged that they see that and that they feel that. And that's really all that we want, is for them to just feel God's love and God's light through us. And so I thank you guys for watching. And, there's not really much more I can say right now. I went to Bible study this morning and led my group at BSF, and then I went up to Idaho Springs and hosted a limelight party, or did a limelight party for 3.5 hours, and rushed down the mountain to come to Bible study. And I thought I was late, and I literally ran half a mile in my sandals to get to the girls on time, and I show up in the pod and nobody's there, the chaplain's not there, none of the girls are there. And so by the grace of God, I was able to show up first and pray, and girls just started coming out and sitting down with me, and we started talking, and it was just, I'm just so blessed. I'm so grateful. And what was funny is I was running to the prison, and there were some people out there, staff, and I said, I'm running to prison. I'm not running out, so I'm good. I'm clear. It's kind of just a funny joke. Most people don't run to prison. They're usually running out the other door. And so I'm just grateful for this opportunity that I get to come home. And so I just encourage you guys, wherever you're at and whatever you're struggling with, I just encourage you to make the most of the life that you have. I encourage you to not take for granted your home and your bed and your loved ones. Don't take for granted the food that you get, the job that you have. Don't take for granted just kissing your kids, goodnight, kissing your spouse. If you're single, that's awesome too. Honestly, a lot less drama and stress. But I just encourage you to make the most of your life and to not take for granted any of these freedoms that we have, because in the blink of an eye, we really could lose it all. And that's me too. So one bad choice and, I can mess up my whole life. And so I just encourage you to just find the goodness in every day and make the most of it. And if you're hurting, and if you're struggling, and if you're contemplating hurting yourself, hurting someone else, contemplating suicide, I just encourage you to hold on. If you need to text me, call me, reach out to me. I can walk with you through this. You're not alone. You are not alone. Killing yourself is not the answer. It's not going to make the world a better place. People are going to care, okay? So if you're struggling, reach out to someone and just confide in them. And if there's nobody that's answering, you just get down on your knees and you pray and you pray and you pray for God to make a way out of the darkness, and He will do that for you. I love you guys. Have a good night.